Hey guys, so this might be a little bit of a long review, or at least a long ride. So you might want to use the bathroom right now. Go ahead. I'll wait. I don't see you getting up. Hey, you're already using the bathroom. Stop it. Show some respect. Everybody done? All right, now we'll start the video. Hey guys, today I'm riding with Marshall and riding with Jeff. Jeff has a new toy and I have an old toy, so you've seen my toy too many times, but we're going to show you Jeff's new toy, and why it will be interest to you is because it's a cult classic. This is the DR650. Correct. This is a 2020 model, and the previous owner has taken meticulous care of it, made some upgrades, but beyond all the upgrades, what you're still getting is the basic motorcycle. It is a single 650. It is oil cooled, so there's that, but you see right there is a carburetor. So in 2020 they were still making carbureted dirt bikes, dual sport. And Jeff wants me to ride it.
I think you're going to enjoy it.
I probably will. This is my first ride on the DR650. This is also Jeff's first ride on the Moto Guzzi.
It is. It's going to be fun.
So we'll see how much he likes it.
I've only heard good things, Marshall. Other than it's got a few quirks, but you kind of learn to live with them.
It's quirky. It shakes like a wet dog when you start it.
Okay.
Vibrates like a Harley when you're at a stop, and is pretty smooth when you're rolling.
And you'll notice a little bit of handlebar buzz on that. I've got a set of weights at home I'm probably going to try out, but the oversized bars definitely help out some too.
That'll buzz a little bit, but not really a buzz. It's a shake.
Okay.
It's just a shake. It's not an irritating buzz. I don't know what else to tell you with it.
Let's hit it then.
It handles perfectly, so you know, it's not like I got to tell you to watch out. What you might notice is the center stand down here. Mm-hmm. If you touch your heel to it with your left foot, you'll feel it vibrate. Oh, okay. And it's a buzzing sensation. Like, ah, what was that? it's just the center stand buzzing.
I didn't run over a swarm of bees.
Right. So I'm still going to let you lead.
Okay.
Because you're on a new bike, I'm on a different bike, and we're gonna pull over before we hit Pengri Park, please.
Okay.
I want to take that on my own bike.
No, we'll definitely do. We'll stop at the bridge there.
Okay.
There's room, place to pull over there. So.
All right. Well, let's see what this is like. It's as if a Harley Sportster and a BMW had a love child.
Yeah, exactly.
Rev it so I can see it shake.
Because everything came out sideways.
Yeah, you can feel it pull to the right, huh?
Yeah, not bad though.
You get used to it and it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It gives it so much character, you get addicted to it.
I'm going to try it. I've been wanting to take it on a winding road. You didn't have much traffic today with you. It wasn't supposed to be this great. You running?
Not yet. Now I'm running. It's a skinny little booger, isn't it? I'm trying to get it out of first though. Yeah. I mean out of neutral. There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Move it a little bit. Probably on the hill at the brakes paddle.
Oh, listen to the sound of that thumper. So that's what I look like from the back. A stately presence with those bags and reflectors I added onto it. Well, it came with the bags. So, DR650, I keep getting it wrong. This one's got 53 Okay, 5,000 miles on it. The seat slopes you into the gas tank, but not severely. I actually feel pretty well planted on it. My legs are in a very comfortable location. They're not behind me like so many adventure bikes today. It's really like I'm sitting at the kitchen table. And as I've said before, that's the ergonomics you want, like you're sitting at the kitchen table. These bars are more narrow. They're not 27 inches on center like the Moto Guzzi, which is also making it more comfortable. I don't feel like I'm crucifying myself. That's kind of the minor downside to the Moto Guzzi, is that it's got really wide bars. You don't want to be pinching your shoulder blades too much. I've had wider bars though by far than what the Moto Guzzi has. But this DR650, the bars are raised just right where they should be. That's really pleasant. It is analog everything, so I don't know what gear I'm in. I'm guessing third. Seems like it's where it should be. I should have warned him that the Moto Guzzi rear brake doesn't do a whole lot. Oh look, more cones. Yay! So as I followed Jeff, I noticed that at one stretch of the highway we were on, he got it up to 70. And this is the really interesting thing about these smaller bikes. You think, well, it's not a 1250, that's for sure. Yeah, but it still gets up to highway speed. It's like, how much do you really need? Every time you buy these, super leader bikes, you get all the weight that comes with that, and they generate a lot of heat. So then you get a bigger radiator and bigger cooling and everything else. When really, I think 900 is a sweet spot, but you could ride all day on this 660. It is a thumper. I do feel vibration in the seat, but it's not a bad vibration. It's not really strong. I mean, I've ridden some Harleys with just some aggressive vibration that just was not fun. Of course, that goes away when you're moving, but this one, it comes in when you're throttling. So if you really lay on it, you're going to feel it in the seat. So the DR650 with its 21-inch front tire, 17-inch rear tire, it handles flawlessly. Can't slide it at all. The throttle is flawless, very controlled. It's not a sloppy throttle. The rear brake has more bite than the Moto Guzzi does by far. Well, this makes bike number 147 for me. I noticed you were mighty comfortable with it because it took you no time at all to get it up to speed and wind it around the bends.
It definitely felt good. It's a lot like my NC750X with just a little more grunt. I think there's a little less rake in the fork, so once they turn in, the corners a little nicer, and little sportier suspension. And I'm comfortable with the tires because the same tires I have on my NC750X as well. So it's a fun little bike. I really had a good time on it. Thank you again.
Oh, you're welcome.
What do you think of that 650?
The 650 is perfect. I mean, I'm guessing you run out of grunt if you got to pass like a double trailer FedEx truck on the interstate doing 80. Yeah. I'm guessing that'll take a minute, but other than that, it handles. I mean, that's the glory of these smaller bikes, is you start realizing you really don't need a bigger bike.
Yeah, you really don't.
And for canyons like this, it's perfect. The vibration, I think the vibration was less than the 175 I had as a kid.
I wouldn't be surprised.
You feel it in the seat a little bit, but it's not irritating by any means. Yeah. Let's see if I can get off of it without dumping. You're right, this kickstand's really tall. So, I'm sure those of you in the audience have ridden one of these. What are your thoughts about it? Please leave me some comments. I think it's a pretty cool ride. I think if you can find one of these in this kind of condition, buy it. So I'm back on my own bike again, and we're about to go to Pingree Park Road. Pingree Park goes up there. I've camped up there. So we're in for an uphill climb, that of which I'm not really used to doing. But here we go. Let's see if Jeff takes us faster or slower than I normally would. They say 25, but Poudre Canyon. I'm in third gear, probably want second gear. There will almost always be a car coming down the hill as you're winding around the corner and trying to avoid gravel. This is the Rocky Mountains, people. This is where I'm at. Once again in third, and I should be in second. We got loose gravel right there. I prefer to be on the right side. Look at all the toy haulers going up or coming down. I think they're coming down. I think we're in for some trouble here. And of course, they're all coming down at the curve. I would have stopped and waited for them myself, but Jeff's moving on up. I'm not going fast enough for this. Yeah, it's just the kind of gravel corner I'm not used to doing. And of course you got all the toy haulers in the world coming out of the woods. What makes Marshall nervous? Loose gravel and blind turns with cars coming at you. Here's a view for y'all. Our snow-covered mountains. This is a burn area, so that's why the trees are down. It wasn't an intentional burn, it was an out-of-control campfire. And I may have said this before, but if you're going to have a campfire, bring 2 gallons of water. You'll drink half a gallon and you'll put the rest on the fire before you leave. So what are the odds we're going to hit the switchback at the same time the car does? Nope, we're good. So he just rides right around this standing up. I don't feel comfortable standing up and loose stuff yet like that. See, I'm still learning this, folks. I'm still learning how to ride on dirt in blind turns when you don't want to run into a car coming your way. So bikes like the Africa Twin and whatnot have a 21-inch tire, as he does. And it seems he turns these corners effortlessly, and either I'm not leaning enough, I'm not sure what I do wrong in my corners, but I'm doing something wrong in my corners where they're not as sharp as other riders. So I'm gonna follow his exact trail as much as I can see him. See, now I want to cut this straight, and he went curving it, and he's not really leaning. And I always wondered that if you lean as much in gravel as you do on pavement. And I don't see him leaning much, but yet he hugs these corners sometimes in ways I can't. At least the road is nice. This is not what I would call a treacherous road. Keep your head about you. What's that?
You doing good?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm like talking the whole time into the camera. It's running. I figured if nothing else, we got views of this for everybody else. There was that one spot, it just had to be that way. I think I might have saw it before you did, when I saw the entire planet coming down the hill and we were about to turn the corner and go up. I was hoping you were going to stop and let them go by, because I'm like, okay, I'm going to do a snake curve with all that coming at me. I slowed down too much and lost my turn, and I got a little close to that guy.
It's like, oh, I'm a little wider in this corner. Because I was trying to figure out where you're at back there.
Well, you're still better at your corners than I am at mine. And that's the point I'm making in the video, is that your bars are more narrow than mine. They actually fit my shoulders better than these. These are 27 inches on point. I'll be interested to know what yours are from center to center. I'm guessing they're probably 25.
Yeah, 25 to 26.
But yeah, you'd think I'd have more control over my corners, being able to make slighter adjustments, but yet you're hugging your corners tighter than I am. So I'm watching to see how you do that.
I steer with my back end a little bit too.
What's that?
I steer with my back end a little bit.
Oh.
Do you have your traction control turned off?
I have off-road mode turned on, so it will let me spin a little bit. So you do have to give it some gas, especially when we run into those lumps of sand. I just get ready to give it more power than...
It's kind of a little soft spot where it's got,
Yeah, I look forward to those. Those are fun. It's the gravel when I'm going up around a turn that makes me nervous, especially when they're coming at me like that. But that was the only nervous bit of the whole thing. I mean,
the gravel on the outside of the curve is pretty loose too.
Right.
I've been staying in the inside a little bit because a little better traction.
Right.
All right, let's keep moving.
Okay.
So this is Old Flowers Road, I believe, here. I don't think you're ready for that one yet.
I'm not ready for Old Flowers Road.
Okay.
Welcome to Poudre Springs, Colorado. Somebody's house down there once upon a time. That is so cute. Uh-oh, big U-turn coming up. And for that, we want second. I don't know if he's downshifting or not. Woo! It's the slipperiest I've been yet. We'll just take this in second gear since I can't see it. Woohoo. Hey Jeff, let's stop up here somewhere. Oh, this is where you were headed to anyway. Could you hear me beeping?
Huh?
Could you hear me beeping? I really need to replace this horn. We weren't even going that fast. I was just beeping to tell you we should stop somewhere.
Yeah.
I brought you an iced tea.
Oh, you did? Sweet.
I did, and it is sweet because that's the way nature intended iced tea to be.
I would agree. Excessively sweet sometimes.
Yep.
So yeah, so this is kind of the end of the road. This is CSU campus.
That's what I thought, because I've looked on the maps up here before, and I knew CSU kind of owned the place.
Yeah.
So how does this tie into Pennock Pass?
Oh, we passed it down below, and I saw the road signs were closed.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, because we still have to go over a pretty good pass, and based on the snow you're seeing on the north slope,
okay,
it's not going to happen.
Okay, well, this was a pleasant ride.
Yeah, so we might even hit a couple of those side roads, go back up this way. But yeah, the CSU Mountain Campus, I actually spent my summer, my sophomore year here.
No kidding.
Yeah.
What year was that?
I'm old.
Maybe you don't want to tell the camera.
Yeah, well, let's see, that would have been...
We'll cut this scene to black and white.
83, 84.
Okay.
So, yeah, I started out as a forestry major with a minor in wildfire science, and our marvelous government cutbacks, they basically told us none of you guys would have jobs. Had we actually maintained our forests the way they were intended to be maintained, we would not have had the biggest fire in Colorado history. We're kind of in the area right now where Cameron Peak and East Troublesome converged.
Well, you know, all the money in this state gets funneled into Denver, which then gets funneled into special interest groups. So they weren't really interested in protecting a bunch of trees.
No, they weren't back then. They're kind of changed their tune now, but...
Yeah, now a couple fires have swept through and they found out how much money it cost to put them out.
Yes.
Well, this is nice. Maybe we can pull up right there out of the way, and well, this is out of the way too. There's nobody here.
No, exactly.
I need to switch gloves anyway.
Okay.
I don't know if you noticed, we're at 56 up here now. We were at 48 before, yes. And I had to turn off the heated everything. I was like, I'm hot. Okay. I'm just going to park it here. They got plenty of room to turn around.
Seat's already turned off. So.
I brought other gloves. And I brought you.
Oh, wait.
Exactly. A sweet tea. And we get to drink our tea with that view right there. Thank you for taking me up here, Jeff.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't been here before.
Not on a bike, no. As I'm stating in the video, I don't know if it'll make it to the end video, but my time on dirt can be measured in days, not years.
Oh.
So
I'm going to push you a little bit then.
Yeah, there you are, but yet you're very controlled. So, like the switchbacks, you're doing the speed I would do them at. You're not doing them at 40, slinging gravel left and right and into my helmet. You know, you're not doing any of that, so you're very controlled. And this is the bike to do it with, huh?
It's the perfect bike for this kind of day.
We're up here at Pengree Park in the Rockies of Colorado. It is owned by CSU, the college. And as Jeff said, he's actually spent time up here. As you can see, it's absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to ride Jeff's new bike. And it's new to him anyway. And this road is really easy right here. So I'll get a feel for how it does on the dirt compared to the Guzzi. And I can tell you it's probably already smoother, surprisingly. But, well, let's go find out. So what's the name of the sign?
It's going to be Bennett Creek Campground.
Bennett Creek Campground. It's on the left.
On the left.
Okay. I can't miss it. Don't know me very well, do you?
As long as you go, you won't miss it.
Okay, that's right.
Going by it.
So this bike has no ride modes. And surprisingly, it feels slipperier to me. This is what it's like on gravel with no ride modes. Interesting. The front wheel feels like I'm slipping all over the gravel. Wow, this is different than the Guzzi. The Guzzi feels more well planted. I'm actually doing a lot more corrections here on the front end. And I'm not even going that fast. I'm only in second gear. I guess this is where the wider bars of the Moto Guzzi come into play. This is it here. Oh my. Yeah, it's got a very lightweight front end. It takes some getting used to compared to the Guzzi. And I'm barely traveling down this at any speed. We are a bit wet. Now we're dry. I'm chugging it. Gotta point that out. Don't hit that. Well, with the bars raised, standing up is perfect. Uh-oh. Sharp turn. Yeah, this is much more dirt bike than street bike, that's for sure. And I'm sure Jeff's behind me going like, move, Marshall, move. You're not even doing 20. Well, with how slippery this front wheel feels, I gotta get used to it. So that's also how he's making the sharper turns in the Guzzi, is because he's got more maneuverability in the front. The Guzzi may be more well planted, but that's more for road use than off-road use. So with a single cylinder, it's easier to lug the engine. You don't have two cylinders lifting the weight, pulling the weight. You've just got the one. So if you go down below its comfortable range in RPMs, you're going to feel it lugging. Had to look for moose. Where you see water, there might be moose feeding. Now, the thing I don't understand though is how he was doing this so fast. Because with the shakiness of the front bars, it takes me a little getting used to it. Uh-oh, now we got some mud. I just hope he's doing okay back there, because the Guzzi's happiest in third. Gotta look far up ahead to see if there's anything in the way. We got snow. It is May, and we have snow. Tree down. There you go, that's something in the way. I wish I had a gear indicator. I'm used to my gear indicator now. Sky Ranch Lutheran Camp. And here's where we end in the roundabout. What a completely and surprising different sensation that is.
It is.
The front wheel, there's no weight up here.
No.
And so where this feels well planted, so I was wondering that about, lift your visor up so we can hear you. I was wondering how you were making your turn so nicely. And I'm stuck in a line sometimes. I got to fight the line I'm stuck in.
You have to weight the front end a little bit, and like I was saying earlier, I was steering with my back end a little bit, which helps too.
Well, I got on the gravel and the steering wheel's going like this, you know, the bars. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I'm on a dirt bike. Hello. There's no weight here at all, period. I'm just sliding all over the gravel at the front, which is why I was taking it so slow. Then you get on the dirt and it's fine. Yeah, where this, I don't feel that at all.
Yeah. You got to slide up and almost sit in the tank a little bit to put some weight on that front end and really make that front end dive in a little bit.
Yeah, it was much, much better when I stood up on it. Yeah. And that's why they always tell you stand up when you're adventure riding. But that explains to me why this, even with its wider bars, doesn't make as tight of turns as you were doing with that. because you can. I mean, it wants to anyway, and this wants to stick to a line.
Got it.
So I get into a tight corner, and it becomes a balancing act really, because you want to drop to a lower speed, but then you don't have the momentum to pull the bike into the corner. So still little tiny things that I'm learning and playing with over time.
Well, that's why you ride a lot of different bikes.
But I'll give it back to you, because I want to say I did it on mine.
Yeah, no, this is fine on the gravel. I think that, you know,
I felt sorry for you.
You could probably do some power line roads and some more other, you know, little more technical type things. First thing I'd do if I was doing that though, I'd remove this extension, because I can't see over it.
Oh.
I like to be able to see what's in front of me.
I have no trouble with that. I'm not looking in front of me anyway. I've already seen it because I'm looking up there. But
when you get into more slow speed technical stuff and you're picking away through rocks and stuff, you need to be able to.
Right.
So.
Well, it's not very often that I'm doing that, or nor do I want to with this bike. So a DR, sure, why not? I mean, that's what it's good for. You can go right around a bike with that loosey steering it's got.
Exactly.
So
you need to pick the front end up a little bit to pop it over something, you can do it too.
Yeah.
You can see
odds are with this, you're just going to ride right over the top of it and hopefully not throw everything and toss your lunch in the back. So, all right. Well, we'll head back.
Let's do it.
Because it's lightweight, it's much easier to, you know, you see the water and stuff like that and you go, eh.
Exactly.
It's not like it's going to fall. It doesn't weigh anything.
Nope. Yeah, but this is a short little puddle, and you're not sure what you can do is you can gas a little bit and just keep the front end light over the top of it, you know?
Right. Well, just in case we run out of battery and I don't get time to do it, Jeff, I'm going to have you tell everybody thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. Riding with Marshall.
And Jeff.